My name is Daniel Leighton, and we're here at the LA Art Association Gallery 825 in West Hollywood, California. And the name of my show is Permission to Enter. Technologically, it's made up of my iPad paintings. They're printed as C-prints, which is a really luminous kind of medium. And they have a laminate, archival laminate, and they're just really like super cool prints. And then I also have an app which is called Daniel Leighton Art plus AR, and I use augmented reality to make the paintings come to life. This is called Permission to Enter, and this is really about the feeling of being bombarded with information or just all sorts of things. Facebook messages, voicemails, text messages, all that stuff. This piece is really about finding the space within that bombardment to feel your feelings. So if I tap on these masks, you can see the figures are hanging out on the side. And the video, I just think it trips people out to see that on the wall. It looks like a window into another world, you know? And that's part of like the meeting, the way that the animations flow. That's what I'm talking about with the more kind of handmade approach. But there's also programming, you know, tricks or whatever you want to call them in here. So this is like random how many times the probe goes by.
So it's not canned
right.
behavior.
Right. You know, what's really cool with augmented reality is that you can see the real world reference points. So whether it's like your hand on the other side of the piece or someone else standing there or even just the wall that it's on, you see like, oh wait, this painting, the figures in it are coming out into 3D space, and there's the real world. So it's not just like, because if you didn't have those kind of reference points, then what's the point? I mean, you might as well just make an app that has some animation or something like that. This is sort of where the title Permission to Enter comes from. This is one aspect of it, is entering into the emotional space within yourself, within other people. It's really just connecting with emotion that I'm interested in. So the augmented reality, I'm using it as a way to deepen that connection. For example, there's a lot of people who can't or don't find it as engaging, whether they can or not, but just to stand in front of a piece of work. Some people find that completely engaging, but some people, they're stuck to their devices and they want to look at their device. And so what I'm doing is I'm giving them a way to bring that device up and engage with the artwork and spend more time with it, because there's a lot of feeling in there, and there's a lot of feeling that we get cut off from because of technology. So basically I'm turning that on its head and using technology to help us engage with our emotions. Anyone can write a loop and have it spit out an animation every 2 seconds or whatever, or a fire or whatever game object you want to think about. But what I like is really using technology just as another traditional medium. It's really just the available tool we have today, but bringing our heart into it, bringing our feelings into it. I think I'm more known for dark stuff because I've had a very traumatic life, and so I started making art to go into those dark places and really just bring back truth, and as I see it at least. And this one, if we walk around and you follow me around, sort of exposing the underbelly of the painting so that people can see behind the character and the different layers of it. There's actually more layers in the painting itself, but because it's an iPad painting, so I'm talking actual layers. But and this is also about birth and rebirth. Like there's a figure here that's kind of looking down at a baby, and there's a sort of a face looking up here, and it's sort of like a membrane that this is inside of, this figure. And if you tap here on this little figure, it flies up the wall, and it's kind of pounding the ground, sort of like the attempt to break free that has so far been unsuccessful. But that may change, and that will change if he persists. It's also tricky because when does the idea actually begin and end? I have a system where I can identify that the person looking at this is the owner of the piece. So if they are that person, I can add extra content. So I sort of determine certain places where I will make it a little more customized for that particular person. It's like living art.